on a newly surfaced court here at home, taking on the Wodonga Bulldogs. Joining me in commentary today and for the 2023 season once again is Tamara Matthews. G'day Tam, welcome back.
Well, nice to be here, Ree. We're back at Lavington. It feels like 10 minutes ago we were here calling the grand final, and it certainly looks different. The new court looks fantastic, and look, probably the crowd's not quite as big as it was on grand final day, but great to see people back here enjoying the netball again, and we've been blessed with some nice weather too, which is fantastic.
And the weather conditions are a little bit chilly. I had a t-shirt and a skirt on, and now I've gone to the faithful St Anne's primary school jacket. But I would like to begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we broadcast from today, the Wiradjuri people, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and extend this respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today tuning into our broadcast from afar. What a great day, and how quickly the 2023 season has rolled around, and a few changes to the Ovens and Murray competition for 2023. Our game times are a little bit earlier due to the induction of an under-15s competition.
It is so exciting that we've been able to bring in the 15 and under competition. And with that comes some changes that have been, I think, a little bit challenging for some, because we have thrown a spanner in the works, if you like, and rearranged our game times. And some of that is to accommodate the live streaming of our A grade, and we don't want to compete with the senior football. So what we've done is we're playing our C grade. They will predominantly start at 9:15, followed by our B grade at 10:45. Our A grade will be at that 12:15 time slot, which I think is a great time to get maximum crowd numbers, and then it flows into that senior football time. But from a netball perspective, that will be followed by our 17s at 1:40, and then our 15 under at 3 p.m. And hopefully we can get some great crowd numbers. Last year we saw really strong crowd numbers at the back end of our A grade games in the afternoon for our junior games, and we're hoping that can continue this year with our 15s competition.
And particularly for the Ovens and Murray League this weekend, having this standalone season opener, we'd expect that we might get a few extra people through the gates from those other games. We've obviously got the Tallangatta League has kicked off today as well. Today's game, the Lavington Panthers finishing in that top 3 position last year. Sadly for them, they went out in straight sets, so they'll be looking to avenge that this season, and probably one of the front runners in this team to do that will be Sarah Meredith from the back end in goalkeeper or goal defence.
Absolutely. They've got a slightly different look side this year, Lavington, and I think, whilst contender this year, they are going to, I think, take a little bit of time to gel and come together, and I think we need to afford them the time to do that. I think, they have been consistent for some time, but I think, like I said, we need to understand that it is going to take them a bit of a few rounds to welcome in, players like Christina Gucci, Brooke Wilson. They've got young Audrey Adams out there today, so they've got some new faces that they are going to have to adapt to. But I'm really looking forward to seeing them up against Wodonga and seeing what Wodonga can bring. They got that win last year. They've been able to maintain a lot of their side, as well as welcome in a couple of new players. So again, I think they'll be coming into this season with a fair bit of hope and enthusiasm, and looking forward to trying to get a few more wins on the board this year.
Absolutely. And for the Lavington Panthers, their B grade and C grade teams were presented with their premiership flags earlier this morning, which is a lovely kind of recognition the past season for season 22, unveiling of those flags.
Yeah, they were. So they've, and it was really nice. Gary Kavanagh, who coached their C grade last year, is coaching again this year. So lovely to be able to present him with the flag from last year, and then have him continuing in the role this year. They have a new B grade coach this year in, it's a scratch me. Apologies to their coach for B grade, but they've had some really close games. So their C grade had a good win this morning, defeating Wodonga, but their B grade's just gone down in a ripping game. Wodonga got up by a goal, 40-39, I think, came from behind. So we've had some great netball here this morning.
Excellent. So if we look at our team list, lining up from goal shooter is Christine Oguchi. We've spoken tirelessly over probably the back end of last season and in our pre-season podcast about the impact that she will have, just given her immense height, but it'll be the the feed that goes in there that will be the test. Liv Sanson out in goal attack. Great to see her getting a start this season. We saw the impact that she can have coming on the court and just a little bit more A-grade experience for a youthful player. Maddie Lloyd in wing attack. Brooke Wilson in centre. A new player to the Lavington Panthers, has had some success out at CDHBU or one of the...
Yeah, I was going to say... but certainly
one of the outlying clubs,
outlying leagues.
And very, very fit, very, very agile, very, very fast. In wing defence, Steph Clancy, Audrey Adams, new to the Lavington Panthers in goal defence with Sarah Meredith in goalkeeper, Ange DeMamiel, Kate Mastronardi and Erin Harbright. And for the Wodonga Bulldogs, starting off in goal shooter, Lisa French, new to the club, formerly Lisa Tobin, has played at the Panthers and at Coral Rutherglen. Cassie Mathy in goal attack, Madison Nation in wing attack, Ellie Ainsworth centre, Alicia Coyle wing defence, Leah Mathy wing defence, goal defence, Ella Dickens goalkeeper with Asha Jones and Ruby Martin. That was the starting whistle for this first quarter here of the season opener against the Lavington Panthers and the Wodonga Bulldogs. Our first quarter is brought to you thanks to Cavalier Homes. Panthers on the attack after a little dribble of the ball for the Bulldogs off the sideline.
And great to see Audrey Adams getting a start here, straight out of the 17s at North Auburn into A grade as Lavington move it straight into their goal end and through Christina Gucci, and they've got the turner over off Wodonga and will take the centre pass through Brooke Wilson. Off the line to Maddie Lloyd, they go back to Clancy, and Wodonga with the tip, get the turnover back, so they will be looking to get the revenge goal back here as they try and break through Lavington's defence and find circle edge.
And the ball, Cassie Mathy just flirting with that baseline, and the tip of the toe is over. So Sarah Meredith gives off to Clancy, and the Panthers are on the attack. Steph Clancy, probably an element of her game that's really developed over the past few years is her ability to transition the ball down the court, and just then she received 2 double plays, so we'll keep an eye on that. Big work rate from her already. Liv Sanson lining up for the Panthers' second goal. A beautiful mid-range shot there from Liv Sanson. Wodonga Bulldogs with the centre. Ainsworth to Maddie Nation. Apologies for a little bit of wind in the background here. The wind's just really picking up, so both teams will be looking for a short, sharp game to not let the wind take that long ball. Audrey Adams in goal defence. Great hands over pressure from Cassie Mathy. And Lavington Panthers without Taylor Ferber today too, so I think she's the other one that's probably missing from their lineup today. I heard earlier as Panthers try and break through the centre third. Lloyd, they go cross court, finds Wilson. She draws an obstruction. It's been a contact call on Leah Mathy at the top of the circle, and they find their way under the post to Christina Gucci, who puts them on the scoreboard again. So Lavington take the lead. It's their centre, and Liv Sanson breaks the line with a nice drive. Brooke Wilson into the pocket, but the pass is intercepted beautifully there by Alicia Coyle from Wodonga, and they are moving the ball nicely through their mid-court. They've got some great pace, and we saw that last year with these mid-quarters. Their intensity and their drive and attack on the ball was fantastic as Lisa French, and apologies Lisa, I'm going to call you Lisa Tobin, I'm sure, shot at goal, falls out, and Lavington are able to move the ball into their attacking end very quickly, and we're seeing a few wild passes here as both teams try and sort of settle, aren't we? Ella Dickens really came off the ball then. She's working really hard to confuse the space, and she really contested that possession. I was really glad that there was no contact call because it was really in the contest. And another quick goal from the Panthers as well. We spoke about in that pre-season podcast that we were hoping that the Panthers just didn't look to bomb it into Christine given the height differential, and already they've really worked the ball onto that circle edge to feed the ball, and hopefully they can do that. It is a lot of work, but I think they will see the benefits in long time. And a great pass then from Christine out of shooting range onto Liv Sanson, who nets another goal from the Panthers. So already the Panthers take a 5-goal lead here, 5 goals to zip to the Lavington Panthers.
And I think showing some faith in Liv Sanson too. She has a really great shooting range when she gets her eye in, and I think, whilst it's easy to get focused on a Christine, I think they need to continue to give Liv opportunity to shoot so that she's keeping, her shooting skills up basically in her eye in, because there's going to be times where Christine's covered and she needs to be putting the shots up Wodonga get another goal on the scoreboard and stay in touch, but it's a Lavington centre, and Maddie Lloyd covered off the line beautifully by Alicia Coyle, and Wodonga forcing Lavington to go back. They've got hands over everything here and just holding Lavington up, but Maddie Lloyd finds Christina Gucci over the back. Her shot at goal, is off, and the ball spills out, and Lavington aren't able to get into position to rebound that, and Wodonga do a good job of mopping that up. Leah Mathy with a beautiful drive through the centre, and Maddie Nation, she is very explosive through that mid-court. We're seeing some nice give and goes there as Lisa French ends up with the ball under the post and puts Wodonga on the scoreboard. They're certainly taking it up to the Panthers here. And I think Lavington probably just finding it hard to shut down Maddie Nation. I think she's doing quite a bit of damage in their attack end.
And a great defensive play then from Brooke Wilson. She didn't have enough space before going offside, but great. The ball placement just wasn't quite long enough into the pocket for Ellie Ainsworth. The other player playing probably out of position to where we've seen her as she nets the third goal there for the Wodonga Bulldogs is Cassie Mathy. Traditionally, we're used to seeing Cassie in that goal shooter role. So it's nice to see her moving and around, and whether or not they work this combination or if they swap Lisa French and Cassie Mathy, time will tell. But she's doing a great job out there already as the ball from Brooke Wilson into Christina Gucci and another goal for the Panthers, taking them to a 4-goal lead, 7 plays 3 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
I think what we'll expect to see is Ruby Martin come in, and she's a very tall shooter. So I think what they'll be looking at is using Cassie Mathy in that goal attack role and as a feeder to Ruby when she comes in as well, because they have got those tall shooting options. So.
And Ellie Ainsworth in centre too. She really nailed that wing attack spot last year, and centre she floated through there as well. But looking already like a nice solid combination forming there between her and Maddie Nation as Brooke Wilson takes the centre pass for the Panthers. Liv Sanson centering ball to Maddie Lloyd, looking to hit the sideline but tends to feed, and a pinpoint accurate feed there to Christine, and another goal for the Panthers, quickly out to another 4-goal lead, 8 plays 4 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard as Maddie Nation gives off to Ellie Ainsworth, and a great double play there to Cassie Mathy to get her into position. Audrey Adams just a little bit stuck at the turn, back to 5 and back in within 3 as Brooke Wilson, she's doing an epic amount of work there. Oh, Ella Dickens, that was a really great contest from her.
She is. She's not allowing Christine to get too much of a set there under the post, and it's putting a little of where to put the ball. Christine's really not getting a good holding position on, and you can see the ball really isn't going into that backspace nicely. So Wodonga shot under the post.
I think
not
we'll
quite.
That a pass? Is that a pass?
I think the shooter would like that to be the centre pass, but nice hands there by Brooke Wilson as Lavington, take the turnover. Steph Clancy finds Maddie Lloyd, the top of the transverse line there. She looks to find Liv Sanson. Liv, nice refeed out, and she's within shooting range here, and she's going to take the shot and puts it in beautifully. The shot at the top on the board, it's a Lavington centre. That's the pass that every wing
pinpoint accurate, but Liv Sanson doing a great job in goal attack for the Panthers. Another goal for her. Takes the Panthers out to 14. Plays the Wodonga Bulldogs 7 here on the 777 Automotive scoreboard. Our first quarter actions being brought to you by Cavalier Homes and Christina Gucci. A shot attempt there and gets her own rebound, and that will probably be the hardest part for most clubs is contesting that rebound.
Absolutely. I think Lavington are just passing to her off balance, and they don't need to do that. In fact, they could get the ball and stop and almost hold it a second and put it into the back space, because it's really not going high enough and it's not going anywhere near the back space for Christine. And with the height advantage she has over Ella, it could be going much higher and much further into that back space for her. And I think with the work that she would be doing with the state coaches, she would be much stronger at being able to take those balls than she would have been last year. So I think that's probably an element of the game they need to improve as Wodonga take it into their attacking end. But Lavington almost forced a turnover, but unfortunately not able to keep it in as takes the ball right in that pocket. The pass to Lisa French is a little bit wayward, but they're able to get away with it. I think a contact call on Sarah Meredith there gives them Cassie Matey the ball in the circle, and she finds Lisa French over the back with a nice little pass, and she will have another opportunity at goal here. So coming off the back of a best and fairest win in B grade, Lisa French last year for Corowa. So great to see her stepping up into A grade as she puts them on the scoreboard with another goal.
And Brooke Wilson taking this centre pass for the Panthers. A double play there with Maddie Lloyd, not quite on circle edge, so isn't happy to feed. And Leah Mathy trying really hard for the contested possession there, but a contact call instead. Liv Sanson with front position and Ella Dickens, the contact call coming over the goal attacks. Liv Sanson, a miss there and no rebound from the Panthers, so it will be a Wodonga Bulldogs throw-in. Just clarifying which side of the court that's on. Leah Mathy transitions to Alicia Doyle. She's been impressive already in this first quarter, bringing the ball down the court. The three mid-quarters for the Bulldogs have been very impressive in their feeds and their speed and their connection, so we look to see that really grow and develop over the coming weeks as the Bulldogs net another goal. They're inching one back. We have 15 plays, 9 here on the 777 Automotive scoreboard. Sarah Meredith gives off to Audrey Adams,
Cassie
but a great
Mathy.
defensive effort there from Cassie Mathy. I think Audrey Adams just pulled up a little bit too short, slowed down the drive, and that gave Cassie Mathy the edge. But the Panthers on the attack now, bringing this ball out. Sarah Meredith at the top of that defensive third. Maddie Lloyd here with the ball, centering pass, and just her speed and takeoff there from Maddie Lloyd. Brilliance from her into Christine, pretty much undefended, and the Panthers take another one. So 16 plays, 9 here on the 777 Automotive scoreboard.
As Brooke Wilson finds Maddie Lloyd in the pocket, she gives off to Liv Sanson, who, again, a nice long bomb, but unfortunately that one spills out. And Ellie Dickens, beautiful rebounding efforts there. She's really getting herself into a strong position to take those balls. She finds Leah Mathy, and again Alicia Coyle, really strong. A nice drive by Maddie Nation, but Steph Clancy made a great contest of that and almost caused a turnover. And the pass from Ellie Ainsworth, just right into the undefended space there for Lisa French as she puts the ball in for the Wodonga Bulldogs, and they're just not going away, Wodonga, as Maddie Nation is strong off the line for the Wodonga centre pass. Lisa French coming out was a nice drive, and that was fairly undefended work there for Wodonga as they score another quick goal. So we're nearing the end of the first quarter here, and it's a Lavy centre pass.
Alicia Coyle and Maddie Lloyd, their tussle today already has been really great. Oh, great contest again by Ella Dickens just under the post there. Christine's strong hands from her, and a quick goal for the Panthers takes them out to 17.
It has, and I think Maddie's starting to get a few centre passes now, but from a lot of this quarter, she's really struggled, and in fact, for a period there, she just dropped off the line and wasn't actually going off the line for the centre passes, or leaving it to Liv because she was finding it really hard to get out there. So she's being matched for speed with Alicia Coyle, so this is where Maddie needs to change up her attack on the ball and not just go for flat-out straight drive. She needs to think about some of that prelim work and a change of pace there.
Long shot from Liv Sanson falls short as the siren for quarter time rings. This is the end of the first quarter here. 17 to the Panthers, playing the Wodonga Bulldogs 11. This is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go for a course that suits you. Go to follow your passion. Go for local know-how. Go to be job ready. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket, served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol?
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onwards, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY, we're your local.
Thanks. You all better, you guys? On the mend? I saw her earlier and I'm like, that must be her. This on? It's Chrissy. I'll talk Chrissy.
Welcome back to O&M Live. This is Ree Harris with Tamara Matthews. Second quarter action of the season opener with the Lavington Panthers taking on the Wodonga Bulldogs. Our second quarter action thanks to Cavalier Holmes. Not a goal yet scored here in the second quarter. Ellie Ainsworth in wing attack here for the Bulldogs, giving off to Ruby Martin in goal shooter, a new player to the Ovens and Murray League, coming across from the Goulburn Valley League. And someone asked if I knew who she was, but I didn't because it was post my time playing at Vanilla. As Alicia Doyle into centre, a different position.
Oh, Ree,
for her.
nearly got a touch there. Ball came our way.
Don't know if my call will go that far. Sorry, Sarah. And Sarah Meredith in goalkeeper here, taking the throw in for the Panthers, getting them back on track. Steph Clancy, a centering ball to Brooke Wilson.
So no changes to the Panthers team this quarter either.
And nice to see the Bulldogs putting a few different combinations out there. Cassie Mathy staying out in goal attack, Ellie Ainsworth swinging to wing attack, Alicia Coyle going into centre, and Leah Mathy in wing defence as well. So another youngster in Asher Jones going into that goalkeeper position, and Ella Dickens, swinging out to goal defence. So many similar names in this Wodonga Bulldogs lineup. Steph Clancy giving off to Maddie Lloyd and putting in the bigger ball there to Christine, who that was a much better hold from her. We did comment just as we were off air that there hadn't been too many held balls from held positions from Christine yet. And probably to do with the work that Ella Dickens was doing to really not let her set the hold.
No, she hadn't. She was really did a lot of work off the body to confuse that space, and I think confuse the space for the feeders as a strong ball into Ruby Martin. And speaking to Leah Mathy, she was saying Ruby's really quite a strong player, and I have no doubt she's come from B grade in the Goulburn Valley, and I'm sure that it's obviously we know the strength of that league, and certainly B grade in that league you would be earning your position there as Leah Mathy takes a great ball for Wodonga and causes the turnover, and they'll be looking to move this down and score off this turnover as Leah finds Cassie auntie to niece. Should I say Leah will be happy with that, cousin to cousin, as the ball goes cross court.
Clever from
to Ellie Ainsworth.
She's falling out of court there and just popped that ball in, and a great play there from Alicia Coyle into that falling backspace of Ruby Martin, who isn't able to really sink that goal, but they look to defend the Panthers here in the attack thanks to Sarah Meredith. Gives off to Audrey Adams. Quiet quarter from both of them, but probably finding that combination, and Audrey Adams doing a lot of work again off the ball against her opponent, which for someone doesn't give a lot of height in that circle will be something that she will need to continue to do.
Yeah, look, that's right. And she's a young player, so, also just learning to find her voice in this A-grade team. I mean, it's a new club and new players, and having the confidence to I guess assert herself on the court will be something that she will have to do as well.
Nice goal there from Liv Sanson in goal attack, taking the Panthers out to 20 to the Bulldogs 13, and a great drive from Cassie Mathy into the circle. Good eyes from Ruby Martin putting the pressure on Audrey Adams to try and tip the ball, and it was a contact call instead. So Cassie Mathy well within range will look to net this one to bring the Bulldogs back within 6, and she does. 20 plays 14 on the Cavalier Homes second quarter. Our second quarter scoreboard thanks to McRae Motors, our major sponsor this year. Liv Sands and Maddie Lloyd double play, and Maddie great quick hands into Christine. That's something that's really impressed me with Maddie Lloyd, probably the second half of last season and really the start of this game. Just her ability to get balanced and give off the quick feed is a real improvement in her game.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Wodonga here with the penalty pass just inside the circle. Cassie Mathy right at the top, stepping in, quick feed out. Ellie Ainsworth, and she's so strong there. She's not going to give that ball up. Cassie Mathy with another shot. Ruby Martin, a strong rebound, and she's able to hold her position and draw the contact there, and she'll have another shot under the post.
Be interested to know how tall Ruby is as well, because she has a little bit on top of Sarah Meredith. It might be the bun as well, but no, seems to be, or maybe it's just the really long legs.
She walked past me earlier and she looked very tall, Ree. A lot of people look tall to me, but she did look very tall.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what she's, which we might find out for next week. But Maddie Lloyd here centering ball into Christine, plucks it out of the air, but well done from Liv Sanson to be on the ball there to pick that one in, and falling out of court gives it off, finishing off with a goal. So her work rate's been exceptional, and someone that has just probably taken their opportunities in their stride and just really wants to build upon that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think her and Christine, they played rep together last year for Ovens and Murray, and they had a lovely connection. We saw that in the games that they played. So, I think they're quite familiar with each other, and it's nice to see them stepping up together this year.
as Liv Sanson about to take attempt 5 on this goal. Both defenders out of play. One moved and couldn't quite sink it. So Ella Dickens with the rebound there. Leah Mathy in wing defence. Heavy contest there from Brooke Wilson. And Asher Jones to Mathy in this centre third, finding Dickens. Ruby Martin out of the circle. Well, Cassie Mathy had front position then, but well done to Audrey Adams. She came around just at the right second, so they couldn't give the feed off. And well done to Ruby Martin to recognise to not give that ball. Sarah Meredith unlucky with the contact there. Martin very close range and sinks it. 22 plays 15 here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Nearly halfway through this second quarter, and we said at quarter time too, it felt a lot closer than it was, which is great. There's a little bit of atmosphere. The crowd is building, and Alicia Doyle, she hasn't missed a step since going into that centre position from wing defence either.
No, look, she's having a fantastic game. Her defensive efforts in wing defence are great, as we saw, but in centre they're just as excellent. And her attack on the ball, you know, strong hands as she finds Ellie Ainsworth. They work it to circle. I've been impressed with Cassie Mathy's game, and again her strength and strong hands too, because I think that's probably an area she's had to develop as well coming into A grade. And she puts Wodonga on the scoreboard with another goal as Lavington take the centre. So Steph Clancy from behind finds Brooke Wilson, and Liv Sanson with a beautiful drive out. The pass to Christine, not sure if Christine lost that or not, but anyway, Liv's there to mop up with the help of Maddie Lloyd, and they have it under the post. Liv is going to put that in, no worries, I would think, and she does. So Lavington continue to move ahead as
23 plays 16. I think our scoreboarders are in the road, and Alicia Coyle there. Unlucky for Sarah Meredith, her footwork call, but Alicia Coyle's pass just going straight into the defender's hand. And Sarah Meredith
beautiful
coming again. Great timing, great footwork there to get the ball onto Steph Clancy. The drive coming through, Brooke Wilson at the top of the defensive third for the Panthers, and Cassie Mathy doing the hard work off the ball, getting a defensive turnover for the Bulldogs. So they're on the attack now. Coyle gives off to Mathy just outside the circle in the pocket closest to where we're broadcasting to you today. Ruby Martin at the top of the circle, just a little bit too long. Clever work from Cassie Mathy to keep that in, tapping it.
And knew she had a player in that pocket there and trying to direct it out to her, I think.
Very,
and able to do
clever.
that. So Ruby Martin just probably struggling to get her goals in here, but she's certainly getting plenty of the ball, and I'm sure that will come. It's her first game for the Bulldogs.
And, I mean, playing against someone like Sarah Meredith, who has such experience in this competition and at a representative level as well. She's not making it easy for Martin, who Meredith stands out of play. Martin puts the goal up and nets one there for the Bulldogs. So 23 plays 17, a 6-goal margin here on the McRae Motors scoreboard. Second quarter action thanks to Cavalier Homes. Maddie Lloyd, the high feed into Christine, but a little bit off balance, and I think Christine moved just half a second early there. So Asher Jones pulling in the scraps for the Bulldogs as they go on the attack. Ella Dickens just asking for that ball. Faith in each other to Coyle into Mathy, and well done from Audrey Adams there. A tip on that ball. Last hand off Cassie Mathy. The Panthers on the attack through Audrey Adams. Centering ball to Wilson. Liv Sanson having to go back to that transverse. It's not a bad thing.
And it spills over the line. So Wodonga are going to get another opportunity here. And look, both sides defending the ball really strongly and causing quite a lot of turnovers. So it would be interesting to see the stats on that. Some of these players, their tips to the ball. As Alicia Coyle has the ball again, she finds Cassie Mathy in the circle. And her shot's off, but Ruby Martin, those long arms and legs, tries to save it, but unfortunately is over the line. So it's going to be a Lavington throw-in. So Sarah Meredith will take the ball on the baseline. Oh, no, sorry. Must have been a footwork call.
Yep.
So Lavington again looking to go long. An obstruction call is called. So Steph Clancy finds Audrey Adams. Just a bit congested here. Brooke Wilson puts the drive on, but is taken by 2. So Steph Clancy finds Maddie Lloyd, and they're finding Circle Edge, and Christine with a beautiful drive and drop is all alone under the circle.
They had all the Wodonga Bulldogs defenders pushed up on one side. That gave Christine the space to drop back into that space, and the ball went through. Much better attacking play from the Panthers, and a defensive play there from them as well gives them this ball again.
And I think there was just some slightly shorter passes and almost an extra pass gave Christine a little bit more time to get into that position. But Wodonga with the ball here. They'll have an opportunity, to go forward. Alicia Coyle with the ball. She finds Ella Dickens. She's been strong. Ellie Ainsworth now has it on the circle. Audrey Adams just a bit late coming through, and that's probably undisciplined and unnecessary as Cassie Mathy steps in to take the shot. And probably a bit unlucky not to get an obstruction call there, but the ball is knocked out there by Ruby Martin. So Lavington will get the throw in. Meredith to Clancy. She goes back across court to Meredith, and Brooke Wilson will take it through the centre. Just not getting any drive here, but eventually Maddie Lloyd gets the ball and she goes over the back to Christina Gucci. She's slightly off balance and has the smarts to go back out, and they refeed to her, but I just can't sink that ball. So
great rebound there from Liv Sanson, tapping it back to herself. Asher Jones really challenging that ball.
They are. They're making it really hard for them down there, aren't they? The Wodonga defenders. They're certainly not getting any easy ball, but Liv's work rate is really high today.
And Brooke Wilson giving off to Liv Sanson. A great goal there from Liv Sanson. A settling goal for the Panthers. Takes them out to 25. The Bulldogs trailing 17 here in this second quarter thanks to Cavalier Holmes. Liv Sanson with the ball to Brooke Wilson. Giving off the high ball to Christine straight under the post, and a miss there from her, but a rebound's her own and again. And a contact call there, which is why she's got the shot again. So a nice settling goal from Christine. Alicia Coyle with the centre for the Bulldogs.
And that pass by Brooke Wilson, she just put a slight fake to Liv before she delivered to Christine initially, and made it a much better delivery in as Wodonga. A nice quick ball into the circle and right under the post for Cassie Mathy. A nice quick return of serve, if you like, as Lavington get a nice quick one off their centre pass, and Maddie Lloyd with the ball. She looks to go straight in, just probably delivering a few too many off the circle for my liking. She just needs to take that extra pass in, and that also gives Christine that extra play to set up and get into position and work off her defender, I think.
Asher Jones was so unlucky. The ball slipped out of Christine's hand and she had it, but she was falling and used the post to steady her, which is a penalty pass for your opposition. Alicia Coyle here with the centre pass for the Bulldogs. Ellie Ainsworth to Mathy coming straight out the top of the circle, calling for that ball over. Great eyes from Meredith. She saw it, but pinpoint accurate pass, long range shot, hits the front of that ring and rebounds off into the hands of Sarah Meredith. To Clancy, a big pass to Audrey Adams, Maddie Lloyd, centering ball to Liv Sanson, but Cassie Mathy, great hands off the ball, and both teams looking to start. Just that fatigue is starting to hit a little bit, that match fitness, though both have played a few pre-season games. There's nothing like getting into the real time and the real atmosphere and adrenaline of it all. So I think the team that can go into half-time just really keeping this ball settled and controlled will probably take the game.
Yeah, it's getting a bit scrappy, as we saw a beautiful rebound there by Sarah Meredith. As Lavington have worked it under their goals, and a contact call there. So Christina Gucci will have the shot under the post, but you're right, I think we might see some changes here at half-time and some fresh legs perhaps brought on where teams are able to do that. I think Lavington may look to Ange DeManuel for some fresh legs through that centre.
And the Panthers, a 10-goal lead here. Brooke Wilson in centre, hands over pressure from Leah Mathy.
Great turnover.
Comes up with the turnover, the tenacity on the ball. And Alicia Coyle with the centre. And there is half-time. So the Lavington Panthers taking a 10-goal lead into the second half here. 28 plays, 18. This is O&M Live. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go for a course that suits you. Go to follow your passion. Go for local know-how. Go to be job ready. Go for it with with GoTafe.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY, we're your local.
Welcome back to O&M Live, half-time here at the season opener of the 2023 Ovens and Murray netball season. The Lavington Panthers with a 10-goal lead over the Wodonga Bulldogs. The Bulldogs putting in a really great effort to try and lessen this deficit, but we spoke during the second quarter that we think that both teams will have some changes coming into this third quarter. A couple of legs probably getting a little bit tired. That match fitness takes a little while to really hone in. And we hear the umpires whistle. They're about to take the court. Shout out to Grace Burton. She lined up in B grade for her 100th game for the Bulldogs today, which is a fantastic effort.
Yeah, it is, and she's come through their lower grades, their junior grades. So nice to see a young player get to that milestone. And we're right, we've seen some changes. So Maddie Nation for the Bulldogs gone to centre. We've got Ellie Ainsworth there in the wing attack still. Ruby Martin's come to goal attack, and Lisa French back on into shooter. So a couple of 12s there for Wodonga. So they're trialling that combination. Leah Matthews still in wing defence. Asha Jones in goalkeeper. And Ella in goal defence. Lavington, they've brought Ange Manuel into that centre position, which we expected, and everything else has stayed the same. So,
except your prediction off mic, Sarah Meredith has come out to goal defence.
Oh, sorry, yes, I did, yeah.
And Audrey Adams has swung back into the goalkeeper, which I think good for Sarah to get out and get a run, and probably for Audrey just to find her feet there a little bit more stationary, a little bit more time to see the ball coming down the court. As Christine, that's a much better get from her. She was challenged by Asher Jones, and she really had to move her feet and take possession of the ball, and finishing it off with the Panthers' first goal of this third quarter.
She's
third quarter action.
Certainly showing a lot more mobility, isn't she? And that, like I said, she'd be off the back of her state training. They would be working a lot on those aspects of her game, developing, some of those extra skills so that she's not just that tall, stationary shooter.
Steph Clancy going on the fly there through the mid-court. Sorry.
Yeah, and look at the drive for those from Wodonga girls, right to the top of the circle, and Lisa French ends up with the ball under the post. So really explosive work there from Wodonga, but she misses the goal. And lucky for them, they will get the throw in. So Lavington just not able. Toe must have been able to run, I think, from Audrey. So Wodonga the pass, look to go out to Maddie Nation, but there was going to be a contact call, but I think something's happened inside or at the top of the circle.
Call, I believe. So Audrey Adam gets us back underway. Meredith put under pressure there and flirts with going offside and out of court, but gets the ball to Maddie Lloyd, and the connection between Maddie Lloyd and Liv Sanson is really building. Liv Sanson, great work at the top of the circle there, really using the arc to find the space, and the ball dropping into Christine, who finishes with another goal. So 30 plays 18 here. The Bulldogs yet to score in this third quarter. Madison there with the feed, and Lisa Tobin goes for the layup, but not quite.
She's known for that sneaky little layup move. She does do that quite a bit, and whether or not she'll get away with that in A grade too much, we'll have to see, as Ruby Martin takes a shot and misses, but is able to rebound her own ball and puts the shot in for Wodonga. And it's a Lavington centre through Ange Manuel. And she's able to find Maddie Lloyd off the line. So
that height from Ruby Martin on the line there made it really hard then for Steph Clancy to see what was going on. And credit to the Bulldogs, forced a held ball. Ella Dickens getting us underway here from this held ball. Madison Nation. Tam, do you know anything? Is she a junior player? Has she come in from outer grades?
I'm not sure where she's come from. I know, and I apologise, I know Leah Mathy did tell me where she has come from, but I can't recall, so I do apologise to Maddie and Wodonga. I will find out. We are on Wodonga next week, so we'll find out and let you know.
Brilliant pace and really adding to this attacking end. And we spoke about last year that Bulldogs, they only had that one win in the end, but a couple of games they really stuck it to those top teams, particularly for a quarter or a half, and then kind of fell away. And if they could really regain a lot of those key personnel and work through what they have, that they would be dangerous in the coming season. And she's really added to that as well.
She certainly has.
Oh, and Lisa there, I think it was a pass to Ruby Martin, but it just hit the ring, and Sarah Meredith coming up with the rebound gives off to Maddie Lloyd. The two of them played a lot of netball together now as well. Ange Manuel finding that connection. Top of the circle gives the high ball into Christine, who offers the little pass into Liv Sanson, who nets another goal. So Panthers now out to a 13-goal lead here. 32 plays 19 on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Steph Clancy with the ball at the third line. Maddie Lloyd, ball into Christine. She's a little bit off balance, and I just love the work that Liv Sanson's doing. She's really using the arc of the circle to find some space, and it just opens up the space then behind her.
Yeah, she does, and I think, it looks then to draw a defender off Christine and opens her up for a one-on-one, and, 9 times out of 10 in a one-on-one situation, she's going to get the ball. So
Audrey Adam there with the hands.
Lavington.
Pressure, and I think that swap with her back into goalkeeper, she's had a little bit of time to stop and look, and she can actually really set up there. Great change from the Panthers. And Christine, just the height difference there. Great pull in from her two hands, and another nice goal for the Panthers, taking them out to 34, leading the Bulldogs 19. Ange Manuel with the centre pass for the Panthers. Maddie Lloyd out wide. Leah Mathy staying off there and just looking to see if she can pick something off the line. Now leaving a player empty, and Christine with the pass out, calling for the ball, much better.
And see just that balance on the circle edge, balance, taking a breath, waiting a second, and the pass is going to be on every time. So Lavington just setting up a lot better, and I think the other thing with Meredith being out in goal defence is she's giving them a lot more options coming down the court. She's got that great height advantage. They only have to put it up into that space, and she's going to be on every time as Wodonga do score off that centre pass. It's a Lavington centre, Liv Sanson. She's been so strong off that line every time. The ball is knocked out by Leah Mathy, but Maddie Lloyd will take it right in the pocket. She finds DeManuel, but there's been a call inside the circle on Ella Dickens. So Liv Sanson, she's confident from out there, but she's going to get another shot at goal. And I think the umpire just talking to Ella Dickens about some persistent obstruction, was it?
Yeah, and I think the movement, which I think Ella was trying to get into position, but from the umpire's perspective, she was moving as Liv had taken the shot. So just the little reminder there, and some of these start of the season little reminders that we all need from time to time. Meredith transitioning the ball to Maddie Lloyd. Big ball there into Christine. Strong hands, and that is the opportunity when those long bombs can go in, because there was plenty of space behind her. The contact call, falling out of court. So Bulldogs with possession. Asher Jones, she's done a really nice job since coming on at quarter time, and Ellie Ainsworth, great ball down to Madison Nation, but unfortunately the hands of Ange DeManuel have forced the turnover. Lloyd, that's her
ambitious
one. That's her one for the quarter. We always say that with the mid-quarters. They've got one of those that flies over the edge. I remember playing with Maddie and Ainsley O'Connell, and each of them, they just look to the sideline and go,
sorry,
that's my one. And Ruby Martin. Mid-range goal there from her, bringing up 21 for the Bulldogs. So they've clawed it back here, 14 goals, the difference, 35 plays 20. Big ball there from Maddie Lloyd, and a great finish from Christine, out to 15 goals, 36 plays 21 here on the Cavalier home
great
scoreboard.
Ball there by Ellie Ainsworth, finds Lisa French, and just beautifully placed into the space in front of her. Lisa had the defender on her. Lavington take the centre pass, an obstruction call there on Maddie Nation, so they'll get a reset ball. Liv Sanson again using the arc and drives around to draw that defender off. Christine leaves a one-on-one, but she receives the ball back within shooting range and takes a shot. But Ella Dickens again so strong in that rebounding position, and she looks to go long, but there's a bit of confusion I think about who that was to, and Lavington looked to turn it over, but unfortunately can't keep it in. So Wodonga will take the ball. They go cross court. They've gone very wide and are being forced back here through Lavington's defence. They've just lost a bit of that pace and drive that they had earlier in the game through that mid-court, but they do get it to circle edge before Sarah Meredith comes up with the ball. So another great intercept. She's really working into the game, isn't she?
And really getting that front position now as well, making it hard for Ruby Martin to set up in that front position, probably being on the run for both of them as well, not that holding, shooting. And well done to Christine coming to the front spot there. The ball went over to Ange DeManuel in the pocket, and again Liv Sanson really utilising that arc of the circle to find the space. Can't quite drop the goal in. Giving off to Ella Dickens, to Madison Nation, and they've lost a lot of drive through that mid-court. I think you just mentioned just then Maddie Nation was the only attacking player in the middle third there for the Bulldogs. So as we start to fatigue a little bit, those little bits start to creep in, and for the Bulldogs, they don't want to keep falling backwards. They want to keep driving onto the ball, as does every team, because then the long pass does open up.
That's right, and it also means that they're asking their defensive team to commit and to keep working, and I know it's hard for them to have to keep their work rate up, but they also then require the opposition to keep working. The minute they drop off, it allows their opposition to take a break too, so they have to keep asking more of them. As Maddie Lloyd finds that backspace of Christine, but she wasn't confident. She passes it back out, and they look to refeed to Liv, who draws the contact and will take a beautiful shot and puts it in. So Lavington keep moving ahead on the Cavalier home scoreboard as Wodonga take their centre pass.
And Ellie Ainsworth to Ruby Martin, circle edge to circle edge. Ainsworth at the top of the circle gives off to Lisa French at the top of the circle. Opts for the refeed. Can't quite drop it in, but gaining the rebound nice and strong. Sarah Meredith within that shooting range and pulled for the obstruction, and Lisa French dropping in the goal there, bringing the Bulldogs to 25. 37 plays 25 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Steph Clancy getting the penalty pass at the top of the third, and Maddie Lloyd just really nice and quick. She's one player that once she's set up, she likes to give that ball off. Just under 5 minutes to play here in this third quarter. A great long ball there from Lisa French, home alone in the circle, and a quick goal from the Bulldogs. So back within 12, 38 plays 26 on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Big thanks to McRae Motors coming on board as our major sponsor of the league again this year. We can't do it without our sponsors.
No, absolutely not. And so good to see getting behind netball. As Ange DeMamma with a high ball there to Christina. She really didn't have a lot of space. No, Asher Jones is working her tail off out there, isn't she, trying to compete with Christine. She's giving away, a significant amount of height, but it's certainly not stopping her from working.
Maddie Nation
forward.
Gives off to Ellie Ainsworth, another player whose work rate just never seems to diminish. Martin, long range shot probably for her, but gains the rebound. Really popping that shot up again. Can't quite gain the rebound, but Clancy, long ball to Meredith. Huge drive there from Maddie Lloyd that was ignored and forced her up so high. Leah Matthew doing her best to cover that, but I think I'd like to see Alicia Coyle come back on and just really contest Maddie, particularly as the game drags on and we're into that last quarter. A couple of fresh legs just to make it really hard for her, because at the moment she's probably got the upper edge in this attacking end.
Yeah, she's come into it this quarter, hasn't she? Because I thought they kept her, certainly a bit quieter in that first half and forced some passes that probably weren't on, and I think Alicia Coyle did a brilliant job on her that first quarter. So if I was Wodonga, I'd be looking to try and stop her drive and her attack on the ball, because she's really feeding a lot of that ball in there now. As Lisa French, the layup pass over to Ruby Martin, but Meredith gets a tip to it. Ruby Martin will get the penalty pass. She puts a lot of spin on the ball, doesn't she? Really.
And it falls quite a way back as well, which I guess, given that she's a taller shooter, she can afford that. So it's always interesting to see those different shooting styles. And considering my one dream is to be a goal shooter one day.
You're still dreaming about that, Ree. It's been a long-held dream of yours.
I think I've given up on that as Christine nails another goal here for the Panthers. 42 now for the Lavington Panthers. Plays the Bulldogs 27. About just less than 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter, and the Lavington Panthers now will just want to really work at extending this lead and not letting the Bulldogs back into the game. And Maddie Lloyd, she's been really dominant in this third quarter, giving that ball into Christine. Another great goal from her, and the Bulldogs losing that centre pass. So defensively really need to keep the work rate and really finish this quarter off to start the fourth quarter strong. And great work there from Leah Matthew and Ella Dickens to double team that drive coming out. It just made them have to take that extra second to then pass the ball off to Christine. Another great goal from her.
Yeah, the switching that the centre wing defence and goal defence are doing for Wodonga, their communication is excellent, and I think if they can, maintain that over 4 quarters, they'll, really put the pressure on some of these sides, which is fantastic, as Lavington put the pressure on them in their attack end and get a turnover, and they're very quickly down the end into their attacking, and Liv Sanson finds Christina Gucci under the post, and she scores an easy goal, and it's a Lavington centre. So they're just really sneaking away here in this third quarter, and Wodonga, unfortunately, after a really strong first half, are letting them get away, and it's a shame because, the scoreboard's really not reflective of what the game has been like, I don't think.
Yeah, absolutely. The effort that's gone in. 46 now plays 27 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard into the last minute of this third quarter. Hands over pressure there from Steph Clancy. And something else I'd like to to see the Bulldogs doing, which the Panthers girls could probably do a little bit more of, is to add in the fake to get the player out of the way. They did a little bit of that in the first quarter, and it's really dropped off. Maddie Nation did one down on circle edge in the last play they had down there. So great effort from the Bulldogs, but the Panthers really dominating on this brand new court. That's the third quarter. Thanks to McRae Motors, this is O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go for a course that suits you. Go to follow your passion. Go for local know-how. Go to be job ready. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY, we're your local.
Welcome back to O&M Live Netball as the whistle blows for the fourth quarter action here of the Lavington Panthers at home to the Wodonga Bulldogs on their newly surfaced court. It looks fantastic and it actually makes the space look a lot bigger, I think.
Yeah, no, such an improvement to play on, and we can see a few changes here. So Lavington have kept Angela Mammal in centre, but brought Brooke Wilson back into wing defence and Steph Clancy off. Audrey Adams has come out to goal defence and Sarah Meredith back to goalkeeper position. For Wodonga, they've brought Cassie Mathy back into the goal attack position and Ruby Martin's off. Maddie Nation's gone to wing attack. Ellie Ainsworth to centre. Ella Dickens is still in goal defence. I'm just checking as I go down the court.
And Ruby Martin
to goalkeeper and Leah Mathy off. So they've shuffled them everywhere. But anyway, it's great to see players that can switch around. And Ruby Martin into goalkeeper, that's a nice addition of height down there for them.
21 goal lead to the Lavington Panthers, 49 plays 28. And a nice addition of some height down there. See if she can just nabble a couple of turnovers. Audrey Adams and Sarah Meredith both putting the pressure over Cassie Mathy's shot, and it is long over the baseline. So Sarah Meredith with the throw-in, a little bit wayward, not to anyone in particular. So the Bulldogs,
she does those every now and then. She gets a bit excited.
With the opportunity here to rectify one back on the scoreboard, hopefully.
So the umpire just pulling her back into position. So, and likewise Wodonga with just a little bit of a wild pass over the back line. So Sarah Meredith will get player, and this time she hits her target in Audrey Adams. She finds Demanuel through the centre, and this time they make it a much cleaner effort down the court, but the ball is knocked out by Ella Dickens, and it'll be a Lavington throw-in off the sideline.
And Alicia Coyle, I really wanted her to come back on and really up that contest against Maddie Lloyd, and they do. And she ended up on the ground there. Just that contested drive from both of them. I think both of them super competitors, don't want to give an inch. And the pass there, not quite to anyone. So Ruby Martin from the Bulldogs in goalkeeper gives off to Ella Dickens. Well done from Liv Sanson. Well-timed jump over the pass there. And lovely pass to Christine. So a real partnership forming, and Christine nailing another goal, bringing up 51 goals for the Panthers, leading the Bulldogs 28. And unfortunately for the Bulldogs, I think 28 goals probably doesn't reflect how close in this game they've been. It certainly doesn't feel like that much of a margin. Probably have just missed a few crucial shots that could have kept them in the game a little bit closer.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think particularly that first half, the intensity, I think they really matched it with Lavington at times, and got some great turnovers, and their defensive efforts were outstanding. So I think they could certainly go back and look at their first half and look at what they did well in that part of the game, and take a lot out of that as well.
And a replay ball there, which is disappointing because Liv Sanson really did her best to drive onto that long pass from Wilson, as another long pass goes awry for the Bulldogs. So ping pong netball here at the moment. Both teams under a little bit of fatigue, a bit of decision making, not quite 100%. Audrey Adams, strong take through the mid-court there. Brooke Wilson in wing defence, and a great hand there from Alicia Coyle just to tap the ball out of court. So Maddie Lloyd halfway in the attacking third for the Panthers, gives off to Liv Sanson, and well done to Christina, front position there in front of goalkeeper Ruby Martin, and another goal to her tally. Ange Demamuel in centre, long-time player for the Panthers, and we were just talking off-air that today there's a bit of a past players celebration up in the rooms, and both Ange Demamuel and Sarah Meredith on court were in that 2013 Premiership winning team for the Panthers, and Christina falling goal there for her. But it's nice to see Alicia Pendergast, who coached that team, over in the pink, what do you call that, high vis?
Yeah, we would call that
on the
high
bench.
vis.
So really nice to have Alicia back part of the coaching group. Well, I think that's the team manager, primary carer.
Yes, yeah.
But just to have her in amongst the fold here at Panthers once again, with a daughter playing in the under-17s.
Yeah, one daughter in the 17s, and then I think Pip's in the 15s. So I think both girls are here this year, and I believe Matt's has himself a job with the football, helping out Snide. So highly involved again, which is great to see. So Yes, I'm sure there'll be lots of catch-ups later and talking about how wonderful you all were in 2013.
It's hard to believe.
You get better as the years go, don't you?
Something like a fine wine, is that what they say? And the ball
do say that.
trickling over the baseline here. Sarah Meredith lining up in goalkeeper.
And I was thinking it's also 10 years since the 16s won it, and they'll all be old enough to enjoy a drink because they'll be 26 by now.
Which is a little bit scary. And Christine, another goal there from the Panthers goal shooter. Would be interesting, and we don't quite have the stats per player here, which we will endeavour to as the weeks go on. But it'd be interesting to see how many attempts on goal Christine's had and how many goals, because she's certainly done a lot of the workload. But Liv Sanson's work rate has been phenomenal today, particularly in that first half. She may have dropped off just a little bit, but to run that goal attack and be putting up as many shots as she has been is really positive for the Panthers.
Yeah, and I think, it would be easy to sit back in that goal attack position when you've got a shooter like Christine and just think, oh, well, they'll just bomb it to her. But you're right, I think, Liv has set up a lot of the play. She's worked hard to draw a defender to her and has wanted the ball and has wanted to take the shots. And I think that is so important. And I think if Lavington are to go well this year and to fight for, one of those top couple of spots, that is going to have to be a key for them because they cannot rely on Christine. The strong A-grade sides are going to cover her, and they're going to need to have a goal attack who can shoot goals and who can be a player, because you just cannot be focused on one shooter. And we've seen that with the strong A-grade sides in the past. They've had several shooters that they can call on, and I think I commend Liv on having the confidence in herself to be able to do that, because she didn't get a lot of court time last year, and to step up and like she has today, I think it's fantastic.
And as we see the Panthers go end to end, Christine can't quite finish it off. There was a short shot from Lisa French that took the Panthers back on the end, and defensive Bulldogs coming up with the turn-off. Ella Dickens has gone off. It looks like they're looking at an ankle. Hopefully that's not an injury to her, because they will need her as the season progresses. Ellie Ainsworth passes to Asher Jones, who's filled this goal defence bib, and Audrey Adams out of play at the top of the third there. Lisa French with the ball and a footwork call. And talking about Liv Sensen in goal attack for the Panthers, Emily Stewart obviously was really handy there last year. So with her departure to the Raiders, an opportunity's come for Liv Sanson, and she's really taken that in her stride so far in this game, and bigger things to come. And I think as well, for the Panthers, the players like Audrey Adams as well, still so youthful that she's doing such a great job here and has a mentor like Sarah Meredith behind her to really learn from.
Absolutely, and I think that's Em sitting over there on the sideline watching her ex-teammates, so that's lovely that she's come across to watch them, and obviously Ange is a relative of hers, so just got the
checking who's going to pass it. 55 here, plays 29.
Good to see that off the back of the SSS debacle last weekend.
Just clarification, and it is a Panthers centre pass. So, yes, we wouldn't want an ending like that, two centre passes in a row. But bigger and better things to come in that competition, as well as Liv Sanson lines up, turns to shoot. And that's what I love about Liv as well, is that she's confident enough to just turn and have a ping herself, and 9 times out of 10 they end in there. Ange DeMamio, high ball into Christine under the post, and she pops it in. 56 plays 29 here on the Cavalier Homes X-Ray Group scoreboard. My apologies. And Asher Jones stepping up to the line. Ellie Ainsworth to Lisa French, and out of court there from Sarah Meredith, just a heel over the baseline. So French from very close range nets it, bringing up 30 for the Bulldogs.
And Sarah Meredith had a fantastic game today too, and I think she will, only get better and better each week too, off the back of only, sort of half a season last year, coming back after having her little boy. So, a full pre-season under her belt, and she'll certainly have found her feet a lot quicker, and, I think they can expect, the Sarah Meredith of old probably this year.
As we saw glimpses of towards the end of last year, and it does for anyone taking on coming back, even all these girls that have had that off-season break. Match play is something that, as much as you play pre-season games and things we spoke about before, it can't be replicated, and the timing of everything is different, and particularly Sarah lining up with a different defensive unit at this point in time. That's new for her as well, and Brooke Wilson fitting in there nicely in wing defence. Quiet, but just trying to keep Madison Nation nice and quiet in that wing attack role, which I think she's done well this quarter.
Yeah, she has, yeah, because she's an explosive little thing, Maddie Nation, but Brooke equally is as explosive, so that's been a great matchup to see.
And as she just breaks there a little bit earlier than the whistle, Ellie Ainsworth, one hand give and go there to Cassie Mathy, dropping in another shot there out at goal attack. So a couple of quick goals from the Bulldogs. Brings them back to 32, but a 25-goal lead here to the Panthers is a great start to their 2023 campaign.
Yes, absolutely, and they'll go into the Easter weekend. Look, they've got Myrtleford next Sunday down there, and that will be an absolute cracking game, I think. I'm really looking forward to seeing the outcome of that game, and I think that would be a really good one to get along and watch if anyone's around. I think it's Easter Sunday. I just think both those sides, Sophie Hanrahan, obviously, new colours for Myrtleford, up against Christina Gucci. Won't that be, an exciting tussle, those two against each other? And Liv Sinclair is back playing, so she'll be on the court for Myrtleford. We've obviously got Tina Way. Sage Bros is back. She's had a full pre-season. So Myrtleford, they'll be strong this year, and obviously Lavington, after today's win, will be on a high and will be a different side to what they were last year as well. So I think it'll be a great game next week, and looking forward to seeing, like I said, the outcome of that.
Liv Sanson, a short shot to start, but then gets her own rebound, and it falls in. 59 goals to the Panthers. High-scoring game for the Lavington Panthers. Ange DeMamiel in centre. Ball deep into the pocket to Maddie Lloyd, who gives off to Christine, but Ruby Martin, great front position from her, and a nice change-up for the Bulldogs. They've tried everything on Christine and in that goalkeeper role, just to probably keep it fresh and try and make the Panthers change up what they're doing. Lisa French there, good of her not to give off that ball, and sinks a beautiful mid-range shot, which she's more than capable of. So great shot from her. 34 for the Wodonga Bulldogs, trailing the Panthers 59. Both players, I think, will be out of play here, as a shot was deemed taken. No shot was deemed taken. So Cassie Mathy with the shot there, and another good goal for the Bulldogs. 59 plays 35. Just over 2 minutes to play. If we think about players of the day, Tam, for mind, I've probably got one through each third of the court. Sarah Meredith, Maddie Lloyd and Liv Sanson. I think all four of them played those 4 quarters and been really consistent.
Look, I think Sarah Meredith's been outstanding, and I think agreed. Liv Sanson, as we spoke about before, I thought she's had an outstanding game. I think Alicia Coyle is another one who I know she hasn't played the full 4 quarters. She's just come back on this quarter. But from a Wodonga perspective, I think she's had a great game. Ella Dickens is another one from Wodonga.
Ellie Ainsworth as well.
Yeah, so I think, there's some players out there who have had great first games. But I agree, Liv Sanson and Sarah Meredith at either end have been really steady. But those mid-court battles between Maddie Lloyd and Alicia Coyle,
as we see again,
another one, have been great to watch.
And I think there's some real positives that the Bulldogs will take from this game, and real positives moving forward. Just going back into talking about next week, how much of an advantage do you think it is the Panthers playing a game like this before taking on Myrtleford next week? Is there any? Do you think?
Well, I guess there is, in that, as we said, nothing sort of beats match play, does it? And whilst they've had pre-season competitions that they've all played in, I think, the real deal's the real deal, isn't it? And I think it's, I think it certainly has to be an advantage having had that game under your belt. I mean, the first game always feels that bit different. So, I think there probably is definitely that advantage. Those first quarter nerves are sort of gone and done and dusted, and it all feels a little bit more familiar when you get there for that next game. So they probably do go in a little bit more settled. And look, both sides are quite new, really. So they will have had that as an advantage as well. So we will see. But there's a few, the Myrtleford girls have got a strong link between them. And then, Sophie and Liv obviously have a strong link, those two coming in. So you'd have to think that would help them as well.
Yeah, no, it's just interesting. I was thinking then as we hear the who to go on that fourth quarter, thanks to Martin's Albury. The Panthers here with the win 61-39. The players are just going to shake hands and then we'll quickly grab our player of the day, which Tam Matthews will go and get. The Panthers far too strong today for the Bulldogs, and lots of positives coming out from each camp, which is great to see. Season 23 off to a great start. Next week we will be broadcasting the game on Easter Saturday at Wodonga Bulldogs. Wodonga Bulldogs playing the North Albury Hoppers, and our player of the day, young Liv Sanson. An epic job from her today. We will get her on the headset nice and quickly. Chuck that one on Liv, that way.
Sweaty.
Liv Sanson, congratulations, our player of the day, our first one for season 2023. How does it feel to be back out there?
So good. I completely forgot how different just normal fitness was to netball fitness. Oh God, but no, it feels so good to be out there and finally back.
Awesome, and you did a great job. We spoke, your work rate, particularly in the first half, was really dominant, and then you kind of were able to relax a little bit probably in that second half, but lots of great goals coming from you and a full game under your belt as well, and just a new look Lavington Panthers A-grade team.
Thank you.
How did it feel? I said on air that you played a bit with Christine in rep last year, and we saw a really great connection with you guys. But outside of that, have you played much with her? Because it looks like you've played a lot together, but you just seem to have this sort of natural link.
Yeah, no, playing interleague last year, definitely. Just realising how high you have to pass it to actually get it, and what her reach is. She's such a great target in the circle. I'm so happy to be playing with her.
Yeah.
Makes my life pretty easy.
But Liv, one of the things we talked about was that it would be super easy to sit back and be thinking, Christine's there, they'll just go to her. But you didn't do that. Your work rate was really high. You did a lot of work off the circle, using the arc, drawing that defensive player, and then searching for the ball yourself and having the confidence to go for shots. Is that something that you guys have worked on, talked about, are really conscious of?
Definitely.
Yep.
Linda's been asking me a lot to just work that from, if I'm not used, that'll draw a defender straight into Chris, where I get to shoot it.
Yeah. Awesome. And as well, you don't want to get into that one-dimensional play of it only being that.
Yes.
Well,
still want to keep myself involved, trying to get in for the rebounds.
Yes, and keep putting your shots up, otherwise you.
Well, awesome effort today, Liv Sanson, our player of the day, first one for 2023. Good luck against Myrtleford on the Easter weekend next weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Well done, Liv. Good game.
Hasn't changed at all. Thanks, Livy.
Thanks, guys.
Well done.
That has been the O&M Live broadcast of the season opener between the Lavington Panthers and the Wodonga Bulldogs. Lavington Panthers taking home a big win here today. Next week we will be broadcasting from Wodonga Bulldogs. We'll see these girls line up against a pretty new look North Albury team, coached by Em Brown once again. So we look forward to that. And it'll be interesting. I can't wait to see how the season unfolds.
Yeah, look, lots of sisters next week for North Albury. So the names are going to be a challenge. We'll just be putting out some surnames and hoping for the best, I think, Ree. But yeah, look, again, another exciting game filled with lots of young talent. So yeah, let's see how we go.
Awesome. Well, thanks to Mara Matthews. Thanks, Trav, up on the cameraman up there. And we will be back next week. This has been O&M Live. And once again, on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Go for a course that suits you. Go to follow your passion. Go for local know-how. Go to be job ready. Go for it with GoTAFE.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SSNA.
Recognise this face? I've been in more beer ads than anyone else, and all I'm told to do is smile, sip and laugh a bit.
0.0% alcohol.
This changes everything.
I can swim! I can upgrade heavy machinery! I can actually drive! Onward, beer drinkers!
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.